Hello, I am back. Took a few days off. We're going to be working on nails. So I still have the leftover, I'm going to call it frosted purple. Basically it's just yellow and blue. I make a pretty purple and then add white. Or you can use the light purple Genesis heat set, and I think it's called dioxazine or dioxide purple, but it looks like I'm out, so I'm going to mix up some more and you guys can see. I'm going to go ahead and mix it like with the red and blue so you can see how to do that if you don't have the white purple pre-made. So we're going to start with, you guys see what I'm doing? Kind of, sort of, maybe. Sort of, maybe, yay. Now you can see. Okay, so we're going to need the ultramarine blue and some red. This is just plain red here. Genesis red. Put some in there. And I don't measure, I just put like the tip of the brush into the paint. I sort of grab as I go. It just kind of sticks to the brush. So that's a pretty color. That would be good for ethnic lips, by the way. We're not making lips. We are doing purple. That would be a very good modeling color. That looks like eyelid purple, actually. You see it's got more red than blue. Well, that's almost what we want. And they do not make these brushes very nice. The bristles keep coming out. Okay, so what we're looking for is about 50-50. About 50-50 of the purple and the blue. I go very lightly on the blue just because it seems to make it darker faster. Okay, so I know that looks weird, but it's kind of like a deep royal purple. So we're gonna put lids back on, and I have flake white. I do have titanium, I just don't want to grab it. I do have flake white though. See, I have titanium. And then is this one nail? Yeah, that's the nail one. Some of the labels have come off on me. So there's flake white, so you guys can see the difference. Kinda. This one's brighter. This one's a little duller. I don't know how to explain it. Duller, I guess. See? Yeah, you can see pretty good. There's the titanium and there's the flake. So I'm going to use the flake just because it's not as bright. And you just barely take any at all on your brush. And I always end up with a bunch in the jar here. Alrighty. I get paper towel. So we're lightening it up with this purple, or with this white. Yeah, that's gonna get better. This is what I normally do anyway. I just grab the dioxazine purple just to see if it would work. And it does. Oh, pretty. This is a nice kind of frosted purple. And we're gonna thin it down because it's awful thick. Now this would be a good one to use on like It Clown babies, vampire babies. I think that would be good. I've never made either one of those two, but I seems to think that would be good. I have made a frost baby and I used this for her hair, and then I added a little bit of black to make it sort of a silvery gray. Okay, that's some more. I ended up making more than I needed. That's okay. Alright, I thinned it pretty good. Alright. very teeny tiny, not tiny, very teeny tiny acrylic nail brush. Just, you can order them off Amazon. Basically, people use these to make nail design, like actual nail art. So, actual nail art brush for a baby seems appropriate, right? And it does work pretty good. So I have a sponge and my smudge brush because I want to wipe away excess, and I want to, what do you call it? Pounce, I guess, to make sure I don't have a whole lot lingering. So as you recall, we did the eyelid purple right at the top, but we did half. You probably can't see very good, but when I did the eyelid purple, I did the top half of the nail. You guys can't tell. This stinks. I'm sorry. Adjust my lighting. Yeah, I did like the full top half, and then with with this, I want to do the very top only, right there underneath the cuticle line, because we just want a little tiny bit, is that helps with the moon, the little moons. And this baby is so much lighter than what's showing on camera. And I got his skin tone. Finally got his skin tone straightened out. It was a little on the orangey side, so I used blue and white to brighten him up, and that took the orange out. And I started going through and doing, what did I do? Oh, I redid his blush because it was that really dark wine color, and with the orange skin tone that he had, it just didn't look quite right. So you can see me wiping away excess. I just want the very tippy top there. These little nails are so hard to do. They're so tiny. If you got a magnifying glass, use it. Okay. Oof. Okay. My husband's watching Phineas and Ferb. Billy the Platypus. Alright, I've got my wheel of babies. It's what do you call it? It holds coffee mugs, but I put all my baby parts on there. And I've got Maeve, of course, because I've been painting my hair, and then I started with Wilby to do next. He is been scrubbed, and I'm going to be painting him. And I think I will do him and Charlie at the same time. So, kind of want to do the Diporsis twins. I think that's what they're called. Julia and Giuliani. So I might do them too. I don't know what I want to do. I got too many kids. Anybody have that problem? You can't decide who you want to do next because you have several kids that you want to do. Surely I'm not the only one, right? And I am Butterfingers today. Oh, well, you can see it. It's just blurry. Trying to get some of that. I've got it thin enough, but I need some of the actual paint pigment to put on there. Oh. Oof. was getting kind of worried for Elijah since the skin tone was a little on the orange side, and of course his blush didn't help. He was starting to look like Campbell's soup. Oh, maybe you guys can see this. But the top half, of that, see, the top half of that has got the eyelid purple. I think you guys can see okay. So now we want to put just a little tiny bit there at the cuticle. I'm going to do it twice. And you'll have to do this several times. And I won't be doing every single layer on camera, but you'll want to do several. You want enough for it to show over that eyelid purple, and because it's a lighter color it should, but it just takes lots of layers. I have to braid my hair, it keeps getting in my face. And then you can't see me because my hand's in the way. Well, I'm trying. I'll try just a little more color. It's just not. And whoops, if you were to go to my Facebook page, I'm Fox and Socks with just an N, not and. Fox and Socks. Reborns. Do I have one in my pocket? No, I do not. Oh man. I have to find a hair thing here before I do my next video. But anyway, you go there. I just changed my profile pic to when I did my first Maven. And I painted her little toes so you can see what the nails are supposed to look like. And of course, fingernails are a little easier to see, but that shows you pretty good what my style will look like finished. So what I'm going to do is let this dry, and then I'm going to hit it one more time, and then I'll bake it. And then we're also going to use this. We're going to put it on his lips because, like I said, they were looking kind of orangey. I mean, they're better now, but man, I feel like a person with dementia half the time. I can't remember what I do with my brushes. There we go. I'm going to clean this brush just a little bit. Okay. Alright, this is going to be really cool, guys, okay? Because he had that weird blush that was too brownish. I don't know how to explain it. It just wasn't right. I am going to redo his eyelids. So I'm going to put just a little bit there. And I'm grabbing, like, I'm using the brush to stir my paint. And it has to be thin, otherwise it'll chalk up. It's not working. It'll chalk up. But I still want the pigment, so I'll take it and I'll drag it across the little, what is that thing called? Palette. I'll drag it across the palette, and as it my brain is not working today. I'll drag it up against the palette, and as it starts to flow down, it'll leave just a little bit of a residue, and that's what I'm grabbing. paint pigment residue. So I'm going to do a little bit right there too. And what this is going to do is lighten it up just a little bit. Break up that red so it doesn't look like he's been crying. Okay, and then I want to hit underneath the nose. And right there where we did blue. Right up underneath the nose there. Kind of up under. I'm going to go like this. You see that? And what that's going to do is lighten up and make that skin tone look translucent, because there's a lot of capillaries and stuff and veins on babies' faces, and their little skin is super thin right in there. So you guys can see just a little bit, right? Okay, and now I'm going to hit his lips. And you want to pay special attention to that little, whoops, that little spot on his lip, the top part of his lip. I don't know what that thing's called, but that right there, you want to do that. So it's supposed to be a little lighter. And then I'm going to do his gums. You see those little gummies in there? Those are going to be just a little lighter. It's okay to squish baby, it don't hurt him. And I want to get in there. Looking for a dry brush. There's one. Okay, dry brush. I'll pounce it. Pounce inside the nose in case you got paint in there. Okay, can you tell it's just a little bit lighter? Can you see that? Okay. And now we're going to do the little corners of his mouth. And this just gives it a little bit more dimension. And we can get in there with the dry brush if needed. Now you don't have to do the chin, because that one's kind of hard to tell. I'm going to go ahead, and because his lips are a little bit brownish red, I'm going to lighten them up just a little bit. That bottom one especially. Now lips are all different colors. They're not just the same red over and over. But I really like how the inside of his mouth is lighter. You see that? You can really see his gums. It's good. Okay, he's good with his ears. You see that? We put the purple in there. Now, if you want to lighten it up just a little bit more on his ears, go for it. I really don't think there's a wrong way to do a baby unless you put orange on there. I don't know, just orange. Ugh. Orange babies. Ooh, I mean, I've seen super red babies. I've seen super pale babies. It's just orange is one of those colors you don't want on there. So watch the yellows and the reds because they turn orange. Okay, you see that? Again, skin is thin, so that's why that makes it look translucent. See where they put that blue? Oh, translucent there. I don't know if you can see this little veining. See that? You can actually go back through the veins if you want and put other colors on there, but I'm not going to. Okay. And then we're going to show you the Maeve too, because her eyes are closed. So you guys can do an open eye baby, and closed eye baby. Okay. So Maeve is really good. She never did have that orangey color after I neutralized the kit before I started painting her. So but you can see her purple and her blue pretty good. I'm going to hit that purple again with this frosty purple. And I'm going to blend a little bit better where the blue and the purple meet. And put some across the bottom here on the outer side. Oh, I did not get that blended very good. You see that? Oops. That's okay. We can fix it. The very bottom of the eyelid. It kind of helps give it that little bit of a wet look since it's got the white in there. And then because we're dealing with creases, just gonna kind of hit it. Don't want anything pooling in there. Okay, like Elijah, we're going to do underneath the nose and the corners of the nostrils. I'm not liking how wide that is, so give me just a second here. I'll spot right there in the lippy. We're gonna do little. Now, if this is a kit that has little raised bumps, hit those with it too. You can hit those little raised bumps. Kind of gives it a milk blister kind of look. I'm really liking this, but I'm gonna go back over it one more time. Over the corners of the mouth. I'll do the bottom lip like I did Elijah. So I like how that looked. Just to be certain, because we're dealing with creases. For some reason, is there paint in this thing? There shouldn't be. It's supposed to be a dry brush. Okay. Remember, we just did that little. Okay. We'll go ahead and do the inside of her ears. A little spotty right there. Down inside her ear. Now I would not go back over the shading over the little eyebrows. That I want to leave plain blue. Vein blue. Plain blue. Vein blue. So what we're doing is we're doing that little indentation, the little creasing there, and the inside of the ear. And why do I have glitter? There's glitter on this baby. You do one baby with glitter, and then there gets glitter everywhere. And that was last year, and I'm still finding glitter. Crazy. Okay. I can see her little gold undertone. What? Glitter. I can see her little gold undertones. You guys see them? Her gold mottling. Yellow, bright yellow mottling. Oh, that shows the mottling really well. What do you guys think? It's a vein. Those, I'm not quite sure what those things are, but remember, this is on the head. It's not going to show. The veining on the baby should look kind of like that. I know that yellow gets picked up pretty well. But... Alrighty. What do you guys think? Well, she's going to need more blushing and all other stuff, so... Okay, I almost forgot, and I'm glad I remembered. We're going to get the feet. So get your little feet out. We're going to hit those nails, and we're also going to get that little spot on the outer part of their foot, which I totally forgot. So that's okay, I'm glad I remembered. Okay. Just the inside part. Oops, yeah. Ooh, grabbed the wrong spot of the... What I'm doing is I'm wiping off excess. So it's just right there where it needs to be. Let's see. It's a good thing about this Genesis, if you, or any heat set paint, super forgiving, so if you accidentally go a little crazy, you can always wipe it off. Okay, so we did those nails, and now we're going to just a little bit right there. That skin is really thin. And that's not going to show a whole lot, but I mean, I can kind of see it. You guys, can you see a little? Okay. So let's do the next, and I would not put another layer on those. It looks good with just one. Okay, right up on the cuticle. I used to do white, like the nail tip white for these Lunas when I first started, but it just doesn't look very realistic. I mean, when we all start out, we start out basic. You guys are getting the full tour. And I know there's other people, other artists, who do a whole lot of super detail better than me. And I just haven't learned that yet. But I will. I will. It also helps to look at real babies as references. And you can always ask somebody and say, hey, what color is that? And how would I be able to make it? And most of the time the artist, they will share. Okay, so we're going to put just a little bit there. Trying to grab that pigment. You see that kind of a... Okay. There's little hands. Hang on a second. Made some iced coffee. Keep forgetting to drink it. So we're gonna go just underneath the nail bed, right up on the cuticle, because that's what we're making. We're making the cuticle area, the little Luna things. Don't forget the thumb. You see mine? I'm pushing really hard, but I don't have great circulation, but you can see there's a lighter purple in there. When I was a kid, I broke that nail and it sort of crushed that cuticle area. Do you remember those old chip and seal roads that they use quartz, crystal-y looking things, rocks, whatever? Well, I thought that there was a big chunk of quartz and I thought it was really pretty and I wanted it out, so I was using a spoon to like kind of chip around it and dig it out. Well, the spoon was like a wooden spoon. Don't ask me why I didn't get a metal one, but anyway, I was pushing really, really hard and like down on the spoon like this, trying to dig it out, and the spoon broke, and when it did, part of it went underneath my nail like that, and of course I went screaming home, and my dad pulled the splinter out and then he smashed my thumb like this as quick as he could to stop the bleeding until we could get to the hospital, and they were able to stop it from bleeding completely. You know, they stopped the bleeding, but there's like a break in my nail all the way down to the tip, which stinks. But anyway, that's my story. It doesn't hurt anymore, guys. I was like 8 or 9 when that happened. It's just when that nail grows out, it splits all the way at the end, and I have to keep it short. Otherwise, the split will catch on every little thing, and that hurts. So, okay. I don't like that nail. It's so hard to see. It's almost like it's not even a nail. Ooh. It's just a little... It's a spot that doesn't have a nail, apparently, and I just made one up. Because there's no nail blade there that I can see. Okay. Good news is, with this closed finger, I'm not going to be able to paint the white tips. So I'm so sad about that. I hate painting those white tips. Okay. You guys see a little bit. I'm going to see if I can do that again for you. Okay, so I'm going to go just right along that nail bed. Excess off. Okay, and the thumb is already hidden, so we don't have to do that. Alright guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to bake these babies, and I'll come back with another video.